Hey yo, what is up? It's your boy, Young Left SSBM, coming at you with something a little new. Something that I don't really do too often because I'm lazy. But I'm trying to work on that, you feel me? And this is gonna be a nice little project. And this is gonna be the beginning of it. It'll be sick. But what I'm gonna tell you guys today, it's gonna be a life story. And not just any life story, though. Some cool shit that happened. Some crazy shit. And, I mean, not that crazy, actually. It's pretty tame for the most part. But, like, it's still pretty cool. So, I'm gonna tell you guys about the first time that I ever smoked the devil's lettuce. So I was probably around 16 when I first got into smoking and shit. I was a relatively like decent kid and shit. Didn't do too much to like get in trouble or whatever's. Kind of rocked my own lane, you feel me? But I had heard stories. I had heard stories from specifically my cousin, my good old cousin Jake. We fucking he used to tell me crazy stories of him and his friends fucking partying all night, smoking weed, and then like doing fucking shrooms, acid, and a bunch of other shit that I would have, I liked to hear about, and just I found it interesting as fuck. And it just so happened that on this nice summer's day, my cousin hits me up and is like, "Hey, yo, what are you doing? You free? You got anything going on?" And which is pretty weird. Like, first of all, because he hardly ever messaged me and shit, so I knew some shit was about to go down, some crazy shit. He messages me to tell me, him and his homies just picked up some good old kush, and they wanted to fucking smoke with me, which I just had felt honored as shit to be invited to this, because the dudes we were going to go smoke with were my cousin's homies from high school, dudes that he had been partying with a bunch and shit. So I was just trying to fucking, get in with the cool dudes, fucking hang out with the homies and shit. See what's up. And so, as I'm on my journey over to my cousin's house, I get a message from another homie of mine, a good friend, telling me, that so he messages me, fucking hitting me up. God damn it. Okay. So he tells me to come over and shit to go, get some ass, or specifically look at some ass, if I remember correctly. Some shit like that. And my moral dilemma was like, either, get, hang out with the cool dudes or look at some ass. And of course, I do the homie decision and go meet up with the boys. And as soon as I get over there, we aren't at the place yet to go smoke. We got some time to waste, but we end up just fucking chilling out at my cousin's for a bit until probably an hour or so. And then we fucking, we get ready to leave. We get ready to leave for the great journey. The great time, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna go smoke the devil's lettuce. It's finally time. And so we get in the car, we load up, we're chilling, fucking ready. I'm pretty much, I'm hyped. I'm hyped as shit at this point. Like, I had heard my cousin talk about, smoking and shit a good amount at this point, and I was just very excited to be able to just get the experience with him. So we get to the spot. It's this little farm. But specifically, we don't go into the house. We go into the garage where he had this like whole fucking cool ass like garage and shit. It was designed for parties and shit. There was a ping pong table in there for like beer pong and shit, a bunch of chairs, and a 360 with a fucking fat ass TV, and just, some good old 360 bangers. And of course, the monster piece, the creme de creme. They had this monster bong, is the only way I can describe it. It was this crazy looking piece that was fucking tall. I'm a pretty big guy, but this bong, for me, was like pretty goddamn big. Like, me sitting down was the perfect height to like get this fucking ripping shit, which isn't like that common for me. Like, usually I would have to lift up a piece for that to happen, but this one, it was on the ground situated, or maybe on a table or something. And so they're going over the basics with me, telling me like, all right, so we're gonna light it. You just suck in pretty light or whatever, just start rolling it up. As soon as you see that smoke coming up, fucking rip that shit. Or like, we'll tell you when to rip, You gotta Beyblade let it rip. Can't be a bitch. And of course, I don't want to be a bitch in front of these guys. Of course. So, it's finally my turn. The rest of the dudes have taken hits and stuff. And it's finally my turn. I specifically had gone last because I didn't want to ruin their rotations and shit. These guys, professional smokers, while I was just getting into it. And my cousin lights it for me, and I'm sitting there sucking, milking this motherfucker, like straight up, just fucking getting her nice and fucking full. I take the rip, and I just start dying coughing. Like way more than I've ever experienced in my entire life. Like, these dudes thought, it kind of seemed like I was gonna just die. Yeah, like, this motherfucker was just all smoky. I ripped the entire thing. I wasn't a bitch. So, I ripped it. We're chilling. I'm not chilling. The rest of the guys are chilling. Like, one dude's playing on the 360, and the other two are just kind of fucking around, And I'm just dying coughing. I'm sitting there, fucking dying. I asked the dude whose house we're at. I'm like, hey man, you got anything to drink? Like, can you hook a brother up with some water or some shit? And thankfully, I get the water. But like, not like enough. Like, I stopped coughing and shit. But I definitely was still quenched. Like, it was a hot ass summer day, and I had not drank fucking anything that day. So, I'm dying out here. We end up smoking a couple more bowls or whatever. I take a couple more hits. I take like I think I only take like 2 hits in total. I take like 1 hit, the first hit, and then I take another one. Which got me fucking blasted at that point. Like, I had never been that far fucking gone in my life. And I still don't think I could ever recreate it. So they're smoking and shit, and I'm just kind of watching the dude play on the fucking 360. I don't remember fucking what he was playing or anything, but, just fucking something to distract me. And then I completely forgot the reason why we had, like, went to go do this. Was we were supposed to go get pizza from a little establishment. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, called Uno's. And we had just got done smoking, pretty much chilled for about 30 to 45 minutes. And then we start the long trek for pizza. We load into the car. I'm at this point blasted out of my fucking mind. I pretty much just want to eat, and just vibe. I'm having a great time hanging out with my cousin and his friends. But the thing that got me was I've never experienced this before in my life, but I think it was just because of how little fucking water I had drank this day. But as we're driving to get the deep dish, as we're driving over there, I get this weird ass feeling, a feeling that I've never had before, and I still can never recreate this. But as I'm sitting in the car, just looking out the window, listening to the music, I think we had some like Wiz Khalifa or some shit playing, some bangers. You know how it be. And so I'm vibing, just looking out the window, looking at all the beautiful scenery. I'm like, man, this shit looked fucking awesome and shit. Like, I'm never the type of dude to be like that, unless I'm fucking gone. I love looking at nature and shit when stoned. And just... oh. And just me chilling there, fucking, vibing to the music, hanging out with the homies. I end up feeling like my teeth are fucking melting. Now, I get I was just probably salivating and shit, but my mind could not just fathom that was a fucking thing that the human body did. It was like, my mind was like, I'm fucking dying. All my teeth are gonna melt out of my fucking mouth. But of course I don't bring this up to anyone. I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, like, what the fuck, man? And then eventually we get to the spot to pick up the pizzas. And I end up going inside for fucking whatever reason. I don't know why. Or like, why? Because I could have just fucking chilled in the car and it probably would have been a bit better. But I go in with my cousin to go get these pizzas or whatever. And there's two fucking, just like pretty decent looking chicks up at the counter. And he does all the talking. Like, I literally don't say a thing. My eyes are probably ass blasted red at this point. And fucking, I have never been in public stoned. This is one of the, like, obviously the first fucking time. And so I'm just trying to fucking act normal and shit. And just trying to fucking, be a functioning NPC. And my cousin's out here flirting with these chicks and shit, and I'm like, damn, I could be the homie wingman, but I feel like if I say anything right now, they're gonna fucking know. So I ended up not saying anything. We get the sauce, and then we make the trek back. And this story only has one more part to it. Once we get back to my cousin's place, we end up fucking going inside and shit. And I guess I don't know what brought this on, because I've never experienced this since. But we make it back inside, we get the pizzas and shit all set up, and then I just feel super fucking sick for no fucking reason. I just feel super upset and just shitty, while also stoned as shit. So I go to the bathroom or whatever, and I fucking throw up. My stomach has nothing in it, but just fucking, I mean, maybe some shit, but I hadn't eaten in a good while. So I throw up. I fucking die in the bathroom. My cousin and his friends are all fucking roasting my ass, which I don't blame them. I would have roasted me too in that situation. And fucking Then I just got to enjoy the za while still stoned, hanging with them. And that was one of the first times I had ever smoked the devil's lettuce. Now, thank you guys for coming to this video. I get it's probably going to be a bit scuffed, but if you like this story and would like to hear more life stories, trust me, I got a lot of them. I have a podcast as well. The link to that will be in the description down below. And if you guys liked it, make sure to leave a comment and to also leave a like. That's all I really ask for, and to be really poggers. And if you want to see more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because I definitely want to do more. I have a couple more that I'm working on the scripts for, so hopefully, we can hit them up. But thank you guys for coming. Peace for now.